What is up, my fellow astronauts? In this video, we're going to talk about how Chris Williamson doubled his testosterone for close to a middle-aged individual. There is some controversy if he did it naturally or if he used some drugs, but I want to show you in this video that it can be possible what he did to do it naturally. Because I have helped many men do the same, double or even triple their testosterone regardless of their age by doing things naturally without the drugs and those kind of stuff. So let's dive in. He skyrocketed his testosterone from 495 nanograms per deciliter to 1006 nanograms per deciliter. That's a little bit more than double. And a lot of people would say that it's not possible to do it as a natural guy, but I'm here to tell you that's exactly possible. And we're going to go over what he did as a natural guy to get these kind of levels. I had to do some research to find out exactly what he did, because in this video he said he used boron, magnesium, organ meat, didn't specify, omega-3 ethyl ester. And I posted this video of him talking about that they did lifestyle, training, and sleep, and then supplements and whatnot. So they did a bunch of different stuff. And then in another podcast, he also talked about that he used Tomcat and Fedoja. So in the one video, he said he used like 4 compounds. Another video, he said he used something else. Another video, he said did something else. So there's no real concise protocol that he did, which is suspicious, of course. But we're going to go over what he did, and I'm going to show you that it is possible to double your testosterone by doing what he did, and everything is science-backed. So the controversy is, he went to a TRT clinic, Merrick Health. Why on earth would they not prescribe him enclomiphene, right? The thing is, like, if you're going to use enclomiphene only, yes, you can definitely double your testosterone, and that can help to improve the way you feel. So you don't have to use Tomcat and Fedoja and doing all of the other stuff that he did if you just use enclomiphene. Did he use it? I don't know. Maybe he did. But the point here is that the stuff that he did use can help to increase your testosterone. And depending on how sensitive you are to those compounds, what kind of responder you are, will determine how much testosterone you're going to get out of the protocol. Because some people are non-responders, which means that they will not get an increase in testosterone from various compounds. But that doesn't mean that they are a non-responder to every single compound. Maybe because some people would say like, oh, I tried Tomcat or Fedoja, didn't do anything for me. Maybe you're a non-responder to those compounds, not to every other compound out there. Anyway, all right, so I'm not here to debunk the controversy, but only to talk about the natural stuff can work. All right, so the first one is Toncatelli. The first study I want to show you, this is a graph. They showed that uricomenon, which is the active ingredient in Toncatelli, dose-dependently increased testosterone. So there's testosterone, and they gave different doses of uricomenon, dose-dependently increased testosterone in vitro. The second study, this is in humans, the 200 milligrams increased testosterone by, on average, 50 nanograms per deciliter. 600 milligrams of Toncatelli increased testosterone by just over 120 milligrams. So there also appeared to be a dose-dependent increase in testosterone when you use Toncatelli in humans. The highest dose studied in humans is 600 milligrams. The active ingredient is 1.45% uricomenon, giving you a total of 8.5 milligrams total. Then there's this animal study where they gave dramatically higher doses of Toncatelli. And also in a dose-dependent manner, you can see that it increased testosterone. The highest dose being the most effective at increasing testosterone. This 800 milligram per kilogram, the human equivalent dose would be about 12 grams. So I am actually currently doing a Toncatelli experiment. Maybe by the time you're watching this, I'm finished with the experiment, so watch my channel for the Toncatelli experiment. I'm using roughly about the 400 milligrams per kilogram dose to see if it will have that dose-dependent increase in humans as well. So far, so good. All right, next, Fedoja. Fedoja has been shown to increase testicular volume. You can see that the percentage size of the testes is increasing with higher and higher doses of Fedoja agrestis. And also, it's increasing cholesterol in the testes. More cholesterol in the testes means there's more precursor for the synthesis of testosterone. So then if you look at the increase in testosterone from Fedoja, you can see here by day 5, the 100 milligram per kilogram dose was the most effective at increasing testosterone. There also seems to be a dose-dependent increase in testosterone with Fedoja. Right, so we know that Toncatelli works. It seems to be, at least in animals, that Fedoja works as well. There's no human studies on this yet. Maybe some anecdotal evidence, but not studies yet. Then we have magnesium. Serum levels of magnesium does correlate positively with testosterone. But this does not mean that the more you supplement, the higher testosterone will be, because some of these guys had very high levels of magnesium, but not the highest level of testosterone. But there is a positive correlation. And also, there is a positive correlation between serum magnesium and IGF-1 going up, right? So more anabolism, more testosterone, more feeling better the higher magnesium you do have. So magnesium does work. He used magnesium. It can work. Perhaps it's not the best testosterone booster, but there is a positive correlation. Then he also used boron. So this boron is more specifically used to increase free testosterone. They used 10 milligrams for 7 days, and free testosterone almost doubled according to this study. And you can also see their testosterone increased from 260 nanograms per deciliter to 330 nanograms per deciliter. So they got about like a 70 nanogram per deciliter increase from boron. So boron can increase your total and free testosterone. And then boron can also increase your DHT level significantly. This was about a 13-point increase in DHT. And then you can also see that the free testosterone to DHT ratio increased, which means that boron can also stimulate 5-alpha reductase, maybe to some extent, leading to higher levels of DHT. So boron can help to increase total testosterone, free testosterone, and also DHT. So far, every single ingredient that he have used has been shown to increase testosterone. All right, so on to organ meat. He didn't specify exactly what organ meat he consumed, and I know a lot of people has been tainted by Liver King for saying like he has gotten this physique and all of those kind of stuff by eating liver, and then he got exposed for using a bunch of steroids. So I know a lot of people's like, you know what, organ meat is completely useless. So Chris didn't specify exactly what organ meat he used, but if you look at the most nutrient-dense organs, it's liver, heart, and kidney. And just because Liver King faked being natty does not mean that organ meat is not useful. Organ meat is extremely nutrient dense, rich in vitamins and minerals necessary for testosterone production. You need vitamins and minerals to create testosterone. If you have a deficiency, that can lead to low levels of testosterone. So here is a micronutrient breakdown of beef, which is just a muscle. We have liver, heart, and kidney, all of which is an 100-gram dose. So here you can see the micronutrients, vitamins and minerals of ground beef. And then you can see the difference in vitamins and minerals in liver. So it's much more nutrient dense than the ground beef. And you have the heart. You can see there's also a bigger amount of the B vitamins in heart with more or less the same amount of minerals. It's lower in zinc, but it contains a very high amount of coenzyme Q10, which is essential for mitochondrial function. You need optimal mitochondrial function to create testosterone. The first step in steroidogenesis happens in the mitochondria. So you want the mitochondria to work. And the way I always explain this is organ meat is extremely metabolically active. They're very rich in mitochondria, which means that when you consume those organs, you're consuming all of those mitochondria and the nutrients for those mitochondria to work, which means that your mitochondria is going to work better because you're getting all of the nutrients and cofactors for your mitochondria to work, which is better than muscle meat at a gram per gram amount. And you can also see that kidney, very good in B vitamins and very high in selenium, which is also helpful for enhancing the sensitivity of the Leydig cells to LH, and then also helping against estrogen dominance, helping with thyroid hormone conversion, help against oxidative stress, and a bunch of important stuff. So organ meat in general is better than muscle meat. So organ meat is helpful. Like I've helped many men double their testosterone by giving them organ meat as part of the protocol. So the point here is that organ meat is good. It doesn't have to be liver. And the problem with liver is that it's so high in vitamin A and copper. And with every other compound out there, if you consume too much of it, it can be detrimental. If you consume too much water, it can be harmful. If you hyperventilate, it can be harmful. If you consume too much copper, it can be harmful. If you consume too much magnesium, it can be harmful. Every single thing in excess can be harmful. So it's very high in copper and vitamin A, so you only have to consume a very small amount to get the benefits of liver. And so this is why I emphasize more going for higher amounts of heart and or kidney mixed with the ground beef to get those valuable nutrients. All right, then he also exercised. We know that exercise is extremely helpful for increasing testosterone. Here was one study where they had normal guys with normal testosterone exercise. There wasn't really a difference in their testosterone before or after exercise, but in the overweight obese group, you can see that they did get an increase in testosterone. So some studies do find an increase in testosterone, some studies do not find an increase in testosterone from exercise. Here was an interesting study where they had guys with low testosterone. They put both of them on testosterone, but they had group 2 do exercise. So you can see the group that did exercise got higher levels of testosterone from TRT than the group that didn't do exercise. And then when they stopped TRT, the group that didn't exercise, their testosterone went more or less back to baseline, versus the group that did exercise maintained higher levels of testosterone, which means that that exercise can help to increase your testosterone. In this case, it was close to a 200 nanogram per deciliter increase from doing exercise. So exercise is helpful for increasing your testosterone, or at least improving your health, dramatically improving your health. Then sleep. Everyone needs to maximize their sleep quality if they want to optimize their testosterone. You can see the dim line here is how testosterone is supposed to go, right? So it's the lowest at the end of the day, and then it starts spiking here around 10, 11, going up as you get the proper sleep. Now, if you get a disrupted sleep or short sleep, testosterone level seems to plateau, kind of like not reach that peak, but it still seems like here by the morning, level seems to be more or less the same. So I've made videos about this before, is that sleep and sleep quality by itself is important for testosterone, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is actually sleep apnea. You want to make sure that you do not have sleep apnea, you don't stop breathing and get that hypoxic issues from sleep apnea. So have that checked. That will have the biggest negative effect on your testosterone. So regardless if he used enclomiphene or not, the things that he did can help to increase your testosterone. Just because some people use Tomcat and Fidoja or magnesium and didn't get an increase in testosterone doesn't mean that those compounds doesn't work. It just means that they were a non-responder, or that was not their problem. Because I've had guys on a perfect diet, perfect. They couldn't get their testosterone high, but turned out they had gut issues. We did a gut protocol. The testosterone doubled just from doing a gut protocol, because their issue was in the gut. Everyone has a different issue why their testosterone is low. Is it the gut issue? Is it the micronutrient deficiency? Is it a toxin overload somewhere? So your protocol will be different from individual to individual. But if you want to start maximizing your testosterone, you have to focus on diet and lifestyle first. Get those in check. If you don't know what to do with diet or lifestyle, get the Testo Launch course. I describe everything in detail, exactly what to do in the Testo Launch course. Link is in the description below. And then once you get those stuff in check, this is when you use a supplement. Or if you have a specific issue, for example, you struggle to sleep or you struggle to manage your stress, this is when you use a specific supplement for that specific issue. Don't just nilly-willy use supplements, right? Fix the diet and lifestyle first, and then use supplements later on. And Chris, whatever he did has been shown to increase testosterone. And regardless of your age, you can increase your testosterone by focusing on the fundamentals and then using the herbs that has been shown to increase testosterone. That can also be helpful. But ultimately, you want to rely on diet and lifestyle instead of relying on supplements to increase your testosterone. All right, guys, so I hope this was helpful, and I will check you in the next one. Cheers, guys.